Alright guys, so today's video is sponsored by LG, and in fact they're actually releasing two brand new premium pair of true wireless earbuds today, and I'll be releasing both videos on the same day, which I never do. So the pair that we're going to talk about in this video is the brand new LG tone-free, more specifically the model is the T90Q. Now this is LG's new premium pair of true wireless earbuds. They do come in at $229, so this is basically putting it up there with all of the big boys when it comes to true wireless earbuds. So we're gonna talk about all of the features that the LG Tone-Free has to offer. We're gonna talk about what comes inside the box. We're gonna talk about the sound and see if it's worth the $229 price tag. So to start with, let's go ahead and jump into some of the features that this earbud has. It is using Bluetooth 5.3, which I haven't seen in a lot of other earbuds. It is also using Snapdragon audio, which again, it's not in a lot of other earbuds. And it also has aptX adaptive playback. And I've said this before in previous videos, aptX adaptive is one of my favorite Bluetooth codecs because no matter what situation you're in or environment, the earbuds are trying to adapt to that to make sure that you're getting the best quality out of your audio that you can. Now this pair also, when you start to connect them, if you're using an Android device, it does have Google's fast pairing where it will pop up on your screen. And the same thing with your Windows PC, it has Microsoft Swift Pair connection. The little bottom right corner, you'll see it pop up so that you can quickly connect to your earbuds. And this just makes it more convenient to connect to your device. Now, one thing that really makes this pair stand out is the fact that it works with LG's app. And there are a ton of features that we need to talk about here, because obviously being able to work with the app, it will keep your earbuds updated. It also has a fit test, so the first time that you put them in, it'll just kind of help you make sure that you're getting the right fit out of your earbuds. It also allows you to have controls over your controls. There is a gaming mode or low latency mode if you're going to be using these to watch movies or videos or game. You don't have to worry about lag. It's going to cut that down. Now that will also cut down on the connection that you're not going to be able to get as far away from your device, so do keep that in mind. And also within the app, there is a whispering mode. So if you want to talk to somebody on the phone and you don't want to be one of those people that are loud and obnoxious in public, you can switch it into whisper mode so it's a lot more private. It's going to focus in on your voice a lot more closely, and you can just whisper your conversation with whoever you're talking to. The app also has a Find My Earbuds feature, which is very convenient for people that, seem to misplace where they put their earbuds and things like that. But the big standout feature with this pair, in fact, this is the first pair that I've seen this on, is they've worked with Dolby to give you Dolby Atmos audio, and it has the Dolby Atmos head tracking. So it's the feature where if you're listening to your phone here, or maybe even over here, the audio is always going to come from the direction the device that you're listening to. So you can move your head around and you will hear the audio just kind of stay stationary over to that one direction. But it is also a sense of 3D audio that you get if you're going to be watching movies. Now, as far as the drivers on these, they are using 11mm graphene drivers. And graphene drivers are usually in the more higher end earbuds. It does a good job of cutting down on any kind of distortion. Now, as far as the modes that you can switch the earbuds in, this pair has active noise canceling. In fact, it has adaptive active noise canceling. So it will just kind of adapt to whatever situation you're in. If you're outdoors and it's a noisy environment, it will kind of switch over to that. Or if you're just in your office or in your home where maybe the noise isn't as loud, it will adapt to that situation. And the noise canceling on this pair is fantastic. It does a very good job of blocking out the usual AC units and engine noises and things like that, but it also does a very good job of blocking out people talking. And this is where a lot of other earbuds tend to fall flat, but this pair just, for some reason, does a really good job of trying to block a lot of that out. Same thing with the ambient mode. It does a very good job of bringing in your surroundings. It does sound fairly natural. It's really easy to carry on a conversation without actually having to take your earbuds out. And in fact, there's even a conversation mode that you can switch these in where it just hones in on the person talking to you. And that, again, makes it very easy to carry on a conversation. Or if you're in a classroom environment, it makes it really easy to just kind of pull out the instructor or the teacher. So I definitely like this feature on these earbuds. Now, another feature that these have that a lot of people are usually interested in is it also has multi-point connection. So you can connect to more than one device at a time. And this just comes in handy, like I've said, if you're on your PC listening to music, or if you're watching a movie on a tablet and then somebody calls in on your phone, you can easily switch to that device and not have to go in the settings and disconnect and reconnect and all of that. So it just makes it very convenient if you're going to be using multiple devices. And another feature that LG has kind of been known for their earbuds is the UV Nano Plus case. And that's what the case is on here. And it's using a UVC light to kill 99.9% of the bacteria that's actually on the ear gel. So this isn't cleaning your earbuds. This doesn't replace anything like that. But you leave it in the case for about 10 minutes and it's going to just help kill the bacteria on those ear gels. And another feature that I'm a huge fan of is also on the case, it has a wired connection option. So if you're on a plane or if you're in the gym using equipment that only has a 3.5mm headphone cable, you can plug a 3.5mm jack into the earbud case and it's going to wirelessly transmit the audio to your earbuds. And so that just makes it where you can use these earbuds in so many different situations that you can't just normally use a pair of true wireless earbuds. And I found myself using this in so many different situations, especially while traveling or on the Nintendo Switch, which now has Bluetooth audio, but even just other handheld gaming systems and again, exercise equipment, it just really makes it convenient. Now, if you are looking at this pair to use outdoors or at the beach or the gym or things like that, it does come in with an IPX4 rating, which is really the norm when it comes to pairs that have active noise canceling. So you'll be fine against rain and sweat, but this is still not one of those pairs that you would want to submerge into water. Now, as far as what they've included inside the box, it does come with 3 sets of medical grade ear gels. It does come with that 3.5mm to USB connection so that you can plug into those other devices that aren't Bluetooth. And then it does come with a USB-C cable for charging. The case on these is also a Qi wireless charging case, so you can come in, drop it on any wireless charger, and it will start charging. But speaking of the charging, battery life is also very impressive on the LG Tone Frees because on a single charge, the earbuds are going to get about 9 hours, where with the charging case, you're going to get about 27 hours total. Now this is with the ANC turned off, so do keep in mind if the ANC is turned on, the battery life is going to drop a little bit, but I haven't seen specific numbers as to what the battery life goes down to. Now, if you do happen to pick the earbuds up and they are dead, this pair does have a fast charge feature where a 5-minute charge will get you an hour's worth of use. And I've said this before, this comes in handy, especially because I don't always make sure that my earbuds are charged. So it's nice to know that I can get that hour on a quick 5-minute charge. Now, moving over to looking at the case and the earbuds themselves, the case on these are tiny. In fact, it's so tiny that I think even people with skinny jeans and those little small pockets, this is going to fit into that with no problem. And on the back of the case, you can see the USB-C input for charging. Then around on the side, you can see that little switch that allows you to switch these into that wired connection. And then around on the front, it has that single indicator light. And this is what allows you to gauge how much battery life is left on the case. But when you pop open the lid, the first thing that you see is that blue light that comes on behind them. I really like this. It just kind of gives these a little bit of a futuristic look. But when you see the earbuds, you see that they do have the stem style design. But this is a very short stem, and so it's not one of those really long, obnoxious stems. And then as far as the controls, this pair does use touch controls, and I'm happy to say that out of the box, they give you control over everything. And another thing is this pair also has the smart sensors so that if you take your earbuds out, it will automatically pause, and then it will resume once you put them back in. Now, for you guys that do like to use your earbuds for phone calls, the Tone Frees are using 4 microphones total, and I think they did an excellent job of focusing in on my voice, and I also think it did a pretty decent job of blocking out my surroundings. But you guys can be a judge by listening to a test here. So here is the mic test using the LG Tone Free, and again, I think it does a really good job picking up my voice. So this is what it would sound like if you were to take a call.
And so now here's the mic test for the crowd noise being played, which you can hear here. And so this is what it would sound like if you were to take a call in public.
So now let's talk about the sound. Now I do want to point out that all of the different EQ options you can switch between do heavily affect the audio quality, but I did notice on the custom EQ settings, no matter what I switched them into, it tend to bring the volume down quite a bit. It seems as though LG has tuned their pre-built EQ options where they can get the volume quite loud, but for some reason in the custom EQ options, it brings the volume almost down to like half of what it's capable of doing. So I don't know if this is something they can fix in a firmware update, but personally, I think the sound setting that it has out of the box, which I believe is called immersion, and that's the setting that I enjoyed listening to these the most. It is loud, it is extremely dynamic, it pulls out a lot in the low end, so you have plenty of punch when it comes to the bass. It pushed the mids slightly forward, so I had no issues with hearing vocalists. In fact, I think this pair is one of the best pairs that I've had when listening to vocalists. It just had a really natural tone to it. You didn't get that artificial sound that you get with a lot of other earbuds. And then the treble on these can get quite bright. So I like that bright treble mixed with that really boomy bass. Again, it's just a very dynamic sound signature, and the tone freeze pull it off nicely. But another huge advantage is the soundstage and the sound imaging, because most pairs that have a dynamic sound usually just kind of sound like two large speakers in front of you. But for some reason, these still have a very nice open sound. And this is without using some of the features that's giving you more of a simulated surround sound. And it does an excellent job of being able to tell where different sounds are coming from. So my overall opinion on the brand new LG Tone Freeze, I do wish that the custom EQ options could get a little bit louder. I personally wish that they added an extra little zippered case or maybe a pouch so that you could keep your case and that 3.5mm cable that you might want to keep up with if you're going to the gym or if you're going on a trip and you have it for the plane ride. It's just something that I find necessary to use in a lot of situations, but I don't want to just keep that loose cable in my pocket. But outside of that, if you are looking for a pair of earbuds that has some of the most features I've seen on a pair of true wireless earbuds, mixed with some of the best sound that I've heard on a pair of earbuds, I think LG knocked it out of the park. And again, it is priced right up there with a lot of the higher end competitors, so they definitely needed to bring it when it comes to features and the audio quality, and I think they did an excellent job. But guys, that's my video on the brand new LG Tone Free, and again, more specifically, the model is the T90Q. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Thank you so much for checking out all the other videos. And as always, make sure to stay tuned for more.